Hey folks, I know, everyone's asking, Rudy, do you think the commander leaks are intentional?
Do you think they're intentional?
No, I don't. That's the whole video. Look, I want to give you guys a rationale, just an explanation of if you haven't worked and dealt with large corporations, 14 layers of middle management, Papa Hasbro's, great grandson, Watsy, trying to intentionally engineer leaks in timing and schedule. I mean, it's 2020. It's 2020. I mean, literally at this point, not much surprises me. So to see everyone, Rudy, you gotta talk about these leaks. It's gonna be leaks. It's crazy. The cards are gonna be really big in Commander Legends, and there's supply problems, and the demand is so high, and I don't know what to do. Whoa. Yes, everyone's getting on the next hype train. We're all kind of going like this. Look. I still think Commander Legends, but again, I could be wrong because I said the return to Zendikar, this third Zendikar, was going to be the hottest thing for the end of the year. I was wrong. I mean, it's still a good product. It's doing fine, but it really fizzled fast. It is what it is. I don't know. For whatever the reason we all want to point fingers at, that's where we're at. Now, Commander Legends, on the other hand, I mean, ever since I started finding out about the reduction in the Commander Legends collector boxes, and Commander Legends Commander deck set. God, it's a pain in the butt to say. Now that I realize how low the supply is on this particular two product lines compared to like the previous versions of like Brawl decks, Commander, the actual Commander Zendikar, the Zendikar collector boxes. It's just like we have a huge supply squeeze going on. Okay, this is going to make the prices higher than what they should be. Because we simply put, if they're just injecting less of the product into the marketplace, supply and demand is going to tilt it. That teeter-totter is going to push up for the price to adjust. It is what it is, everybody. I think the Commander Legends at this point is probably going to do better than Zendikar. Because Zendikar didn't do as good as I thought it would. I thought it was going to be the biggest hype thing since BFZ and Oath of the Gatewatch. And it just didn't happen. At the same time, this whole obsessive conspiracy tinfoil hat. Look, I love reporting conspiracies. I love to talk about all these things going around. I see all these messages come in about these leaks, and I've got so many emails with screenshots where you see this and that. And then I start getting another wave of emails of people saying, do you think it's intentional? I mean, it's fun to think that these things are intentional and more elaborate than what it is. But it goes back to all the sayings. The simplest answer is usually and almost always the correct answer. It's very fun. It's very engaging to have conspiracy theories and more creative things that we may think is the reason for these events to occur. But honestly, you all, it just is what it is. You have to understand we're dealing with a large corporation that works a very long time in advance. Wizards right now, everything they're probably working on in R&D, honestly, it is probably 2022 and 2023 right now. They're not working on anything for 2021, in my opinion. I think they're probably in the middle of 2022, if you want my opinion on lead times and design and testing. So to think that, we would have issues or bannings and they're trying to cover up or misdirection. Anybody seen Swordfish? Remember that movie from the 90s, Swordfish? It's all about misdirection and confusion. I mean, it's fun. It's very engaging for the human psyche to really get involved with that. But I'm sorry, I'm just not on board with it. I genuinely just think that Wizards is trying to do so many things at once. There's so many layers of management, employees, and people involved. They're running a sloppy ship. Look at Standard. The lack of testing. They're trying to push so much product. Papa Hasbro wants to double all the numbers and make everything. That's what I truly think the answer is. They're just pushing and they're trying to go so fast. They're making mistakes. Standard's not getting properly tested. They're making mistakes. Leaks are coming out. They're making mistakes. They have a bunch of employees that are underpaid because it's a privilege to work at Wizards of the Coast. And that's a nice way of saying, well, because you want to work here, it's a childhood dream. We're going to use that as leverage against you to pay you less than what you really should be getting paid. And, that's a terrible thing, but that's what they do. And then, of course, everybody gets surprised when you have these leakers who are leaking information, selling trade secrets on the side, and doing all this shady stuff. Because you know, the corporate culture lays the groundwork and designs, and it kind of fuels that kind of behavior. I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong. I think leaks are not really a great thing. And trust me, coming from the guy, I get emails every day about leaks. I'm still waiting to see what this December set is. Is it going to be an unset? Uncommander set? Is it going to be something weird? I'm still waiting to see what this end of the year thing that's supposed to be coming. Now, if nothing shows up, well, then it's a disappointment, and, well, those rumors that I received were a bunch of crap and they were fake. I'm waiting to see what happens with that. But I just think everyone needs to stop overanalyzing things. You have to remember, Wizards of the Coast and Papa Hasbro have one goal. Nothing else matters. And I think everybody really loses sight of that. And that one goal is to increase and continue to have growth in Magic the Gathering. And when I say growth, increased top line gross revenue year over year. That's all that matters for shareholders. Growth is catnip on Wall Street to push the stock price and keep the equity going higher, and to keep the balance sheet looking healthy, to keep that kind of all your fancy numbers and your debt to equity ratios in line and attractive, so that the stock price goes up one extra penny. That is really all that matters. This whole concept in anger, in frustration that the community, because of this crossover era and The Walking Dead and all these secret lairs, I understand, I hear it, I'm in the same boat, I'm not really happy with the direction, but we got to remove the emotion from it, and I'm still working on that with myself. I'm hoping to kind of have better videos and discussions and some longer form 20, 30-minute discussions on these topics, you know, moving into November and December here. I'm just kind of watching everything right now. But I need people to understand these conspiracies, they're fun, but none of it's I'm sorry, it's just the end of the day. Wizards is trying to just bring in as much cash as possible in a 2020, environment with Papa Hasbro, because Hasbro's publicly traded. It really is that simple. Trying to say they're coordinating special leaks and times to misdirection and make the community this and that, and the community, and over here's the community. Look, this fancy community term that a lot of people use online, they kind of leverage that term to kind of derive and kind of pull an emotional response from all of us. Remember, whether you're reading Reddit, you're reading private Facebooks and message boards, whatever you're looking at, these are groups of people that may be 100 people or 1,000, maybe 10,000, maybe even 1,000,000 people on that discussion message board. But it does not reflect the 10 million plus worldwide people involved with Magic. At the best scenario, even if there's 1,000,000 people in one discussion group, that's still less than 10%. Most discussions are handled between probably a couple hundred people, which is like 1/1000th of 1%, and it just is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And I think people really need to just cool it off, stop making things that are just not really real. I've said it 3 times already. I would love for there to be crazy things. There's a lot of people out there that still think I'm actually an employee for WotC, that I work for Papa Hasbro Wizards because of the influence of my channel and the data and the information I have and connections. And the only thing I have to say to that, even in 2020, no comment. But at the end of the day, I don't think the leaks are really, I just don't, I'm not on board with it. I just think Wizards is they're just doing a sloppy job, trying to just go as fast as they can, as hard as they can, print as much as they can to bring in the most amount of revenue. I really think that's all that's to this whole video, to the discussion, to the leaks, the screw-ups, and everything going on, and I don't think things are going to change. I think there's going to be continued leaks and problems and issues, and I think that's just kind of how things are for now. And I don't think we're going to see any dramatic response from Wizards. And I can tell you guys right now, I truly do think Commander Legends is going to be a home run product. I have no reason to believe it's not going to be. By the way, the Zendikar, they have this Zendikar holiday gift box, kind of like Throne. It's going to be a home run. These holiday gift boxes with collector packs and the regular and the bigger dice, all this, they're good products. And I have no reason to believe Commander Legends is going to disappoint. I think it's going to be a powerhouse, and it's going to sell like crazy, and it's going to do well. And I think the same thing's going to happen in 2021. It is what it is, friends.